Hi, I'm the Wandering Newbie, and it's time for more Record Keeper. Today, still in the midst of Fiesta, we have an FF3 event called Hidden Love and Sworn Loyalty. Sort of, like based off the name, it's sort of Ignis related. Ingus. Ingus is the guy from 3. Ignis is 15. I absolutely fucking hate this shit. Why did they do this to me? Hello. Goodbye. Just gotta charge up that sword. Every now and then I screw up with my coffee cup a little bit and get like a little bit of coffee on the bottom and sticks to the napkin that I use as a coaster. So annoying. But seeing is believing, so yes, the company who runs this DNA has a weird contract with Square where they can't do content for living games unless Square signs off on it, and unfortunately that's just 14 at this point, so we get a lot less 14 content. So, general mechanics of the game. You have abilities. You have to make these abilities. They do not come for free. You want to do your general stuff like you would do in any Final Fantasy game. Put your buffs up, put your debuffs up. Debuffs actually work in this game. To an extent. Status debuffs don't, but stat debuffs are plentiful and very useful. There are these. This is what you draw in the gacha for. They're called roaming warriors. They're more or less limit breaks, for lack of a better term. And they're big damage. But we're mainly going to be using them for the intents and purposes of just buffing us until we get to some of the later fights where we need them. Because I like to show off that, hey, this game is very possible and doable if you have bad luck. Fortunately, I forgot to bring a dispel to this to remove, because, right, yeah, your boy over here likes to cast Protect. Alphanod is in the game, but not Alice, because Alphanod was added in pretty early as a 14 character because he's pretty pivotal to the plot of early 14. And Alice really doesn't become important to the plot until like, is she in Heaven's Word? I think she's in later Heaven's Word. Yeah, Alice is pretty much a Stormblood character. It was always theorized that if they ever get off their butts and do another 14 event and add Alice, she's going to be the Realm Spellblader to sort of do the balance of Red Mage, but we'll see. Right, the Warrior of Darkness plot in Heaven's Word is when she actually shows up, and that's like 2.3 or 3.3. But anyway, that's the basic flow of combat in this game, and that was a very simple fight, obviously. Later, you'll see some real shit. What would Astrologian be in Record Keeper? I mean, white's the easy answer, yeah. White support. Kind of be like a hard, just copy of Ishtola, I guess, yeah. He'd obviously have different... He'd be more of a buffing white mage. That's what it would be. Like, his individuality would come out in his soul breaks. Bard white. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so now, in this fight, as we slowly remove the limiters, we're actually using what, the terminology in the game would be is 5-star abilities. In the previous fight, I was only using 4-star abilities to show that you only need good abilities to finish these fights. To an extent. And, 5-star abilities are just, they hit more times, they do wild effects across the board. Dances at 5-star level are very good. We get stuff like being able to remove the air time from jumps, which lets you, I think overall, somebody did the math, you DPS a little bit faster by doing that. Because obviously you have to use the weaker ability first, but I think it balances out. Meteor Strike is a really handy ability. Is break and full break stuff worth it? Yes, extremely. The only place where it's not really worth it is in some Magicite dungeons. And the main reason for that is that they're very break resistant in there. Outside of Magicite though, like, you lower their stats 25%. It removes a lot of damage, and that's especially on bosses that are mostly piercing attacks. Which we'll see a couple of those later tonight. It can be a godsend. The attacking move that buffs other moves with more attacks. Oh, you mean the heavy stuff. Heavy, I believe is what you're referring to. Heavy is very good, but you specifically need somebody built around heavy for it to be really fantastic. We'll be seeing a little heavy later tonight as well. I built a team with some heavy users in it. Because I like heavy. Which, yeah, speaking of which, Fest right now is a really good time to start if you are thinking of playing, to everybody out there right now, because if you start playing right now, there is a 40 pool of just 40 relics, flat out, with some amount of very high ranking relics mixed in there. Very worth it. And it's free. That's the big thing. And there is a 9 pool, which has some mixture of 5 and 6 stars in it. It is all high ranking relics. So, very good time to get started. It's the best time to get started in playing Record Keeper. Onion Knight. Oh, you want to talk about really good shit in Record Keeper? Onion Knight is the best thing because he is hot garbage until you hit level 93, and then he starts gaining like 20 stats per level. Just like in the real game. It's really good. And then he is like one of the most versatile characters. Whereas he can do a ton of melee stuff and a ton of caster stuff. Like he has support, he has celerity, which is like sort of speedy fast moves. He has black magic, white magic. Very good. Onion Knight is true to form to Final Fantasy III in that he takes a lot of time investment to be made good. Now the boss here does like to petrify, but luckily with accessories we can counter that. Kind of make the entire team immune to petrify and not have to worry about the mechanic too much. Now, there is still a minuscule chance that I actually get hit by the petrify and then I get sad. But these things can happen. And as an aside, a note, I'm actually running sort of a, air quotes, challenge setup here. There's a special mission for this event to clear this fight with a full FF3 team. You get a little bonus for doing that. Luckily, this boss doesn't do anything AoE. I think if any of those stacks were AoE, this would actually be way more of a threat. Because we actually have been having some threatening ultimate double pluses as of late. But not this one. This one's fairly mild. And this will finish it. Tries to get one more petrify off though. Did we just start? We started about 40 minutes ago, but we're just getting into the good stuff. That entrance specifically made me go, oh wait, fuck. Oh, no, it's alright, it's alright. It's not that fight. It's a different fight. Same entrance, different fight though. Alright, so we're going to be firing off some stuff real fast here, especially with 6-star abilities now. Vaughn right there did a attack defense down. Fang here is going to be doing her normal Dragoon stuff. As I've already explained, Culinary Curiosity being a 50 attack buff with some good other things attached to it. The big ass shield that Tyro, the self-insert character, dropped is a 200% attack or defense resistance buff. It's pretty much going to keep us alive. If that ever falls off, we'll start taking way more damage. And now that all of our defensive stuff is set up, we can actually start going to town offensively. Some of the scariest things that this Bahamut actually does, yes, that is the message. He will now start Mega Flaring every now and then, and Mega Flare does gigantic damage. Here comes an extremely angry Bartz. Bartz has Legend Materia, that is those little red nodes you see next to the abilities in my party setup there, equipped that allow him to multi-blade. And sometimes he just kind of pops off. So note, that's 2,000 damage with all the debuffs I have on him. If I did not have those debuffs, that would probably be about 5,000 damage. Well, this fight is ending very quickly because Bartz just decided to be very angry today. I wonder if I could start doing these fights without LMR. It's perfectly fine at this point with this level of power creep. I probably could. I should look into that. Oh, there's that damage. But this is gonna end it. Or not. Or maybe not. Let's make sure we don't die. Dove Lunith is pretty good. Mind you, his LMs that he gets for diving aren't the best. They're not, like, groundbreaking, but they make him a very solid character. Of course, I need to end this with flashy moves. Can't end this with just hitting him with a dagger. Yeah, this boss kind of gets really rough near the later phases. Is a bit threatening on the whole, but if he has his buff up at any point, he is absolutely terrifying. In fact, I'm going to start with the attack buff first, as that may time perfectly to naturally cast the attack mag down. Yeah, there's thwack, but we have soul break happening, which is going to bring everybody right back up. They are just physical attacks. They can miss. I could have maybe ran a darkness user with Dread Weapon for some more self-healing. That way have flowed better on this team. I think on a whole, this setup is good. There's 2 self-healers, so they're going to keep themselves up pretty well. We just let him get his buff off, and that was kind of... we were done at that point. Put a fork in us. Alright, he's probably going to do it right about now. Perfecto. So this move, aside from being a little bit of damage, is actually an attack defense down. Or a defense resistance down on the boss. Allowing the rest of the team to just do more damage. Ida can heal herself, or we get a double cast off and it's fine. And there's Thwack. There is the terrible Thwack. I am going to take this turn to purify Grimoire. Let's just go for it. Yeah, this is going to time perfectly. Wait a couple seconds, hit this, and we hopefully hit the boss right when it does its buff, because that buff should be firing off pretty soon. They're kind of like at HP thresholds, I want to say. Well, sometimes you try and call them and you miss them. And down goes Ida. Just go for it. There we go. Whew. Whew. Rough. So, in reality, just as a quick aside as we're loading in here, the rudest thing that this game does with this fight is the fact that, so the boss does an attack mag buff, right? And does a lot of piercing attacks. No one in 3 can do an attack mag down outside of soul breaks. Oh, that's the wrong move. Or he gets enough defense. Alright, it's fine. Yeah, you have to have like Ignis' Soul Break and drag him in and use that, and then also hope that you just have it to answer every time the boss buffs itself. It's dumb. But I have fire defense up, so there's that. Look, fire defense up. So we're gonna start getting hit kind of hard pretty soon. Why does your shit fucking pierce as well? How is everyone still alive? Don't worry, I have Fire Stone Skin now. To protect against all the fire attacks coming my way. Yeah, there are some things that make this way easier. Arc, super, with the physical blink, helps a lot. Well, that's it for the FF3 event. Next week, we're going to have an FF7 event, which I think is like the first one in a very long time, all things considered. So I will see you then.